I discussed in a previous video about my mushroom experience that I felt like it was a sign from the universe that it was time to move towards what I want to do, not what I thought I should be doing to make money, to have respect, to do all these things that weren't necessarily in my heart. They were just things that I felt like, again, I should be doing to be correct or be viewed a certain way. And ever since that experience where I felt so much conviction that the next step in my personal evolution is to write and make these videos and get back into my creativity with painting and all this stuff, I have been experiencing this very different kind of stress sensation where previously in my old business, for example, the stress felt like it was dragging me to the bottom of the ocean, and it was just so dense and heavy and overwhelming and not fun, and it didn't feel worth it. But the stress I've been feeling in terms of putting myself out there and trying to make my ideas make sense to other people, not just thoughts in my head, is a very different kind of stress that feels worth it and not nearly as heavy. It just feels like something that I know has to be moved through. And I'm not even mad about it or resentful. It's just this is part of the process, and I'm almost enjoying it, if that even makes sense. But along the way, I have been having doubts, the doubts that creep in, and it's well, that, business, that agency you had is how you made money. It's the only way that you've made money in the past, 6 years. So, of course, my brain that is trying to predict everything is this is how you predictably make money. Don't jump off into this new place where you have no clue what you're doing or what the end goal is. And it's interesting because my brain is saying to basically not trust it and trying to grasp onto things that have served me previously, at least from a financial safety situation, not necessarily a mental safety situation or well-being. But ever since that trip and that conviction rose up in me that this is the next thing to do, it's no matter how much my brain tries to grasp onto things that feel comfortable or predictable, it's the universe won't keep them around. I closed out a client account yesterday, actually, and I've been wanting this account to be closed for months at this point. It finally happened. And there's some sort of relief, although my brain is okay, well, what are you going to do next? And I, after stripping that business down to the studs and realizing it's just the development part that I enjoy, if I were to continue doing anything associated with the service, I have reached out to people in my network if they have projects that might benefit from my skills. I actually applied to a contractor position at an agency for the first time in 4 years, and I feel the universe just keeps kind of swatting them out of the air. It's none of this has materialized into anything concrete, but there is this relief that it hasn't, and almost this desire for none of it to work out so that I can truly go full force into this new phase of my creative life, doing the writing and the videos and the art and making something out of that versus these more like black and white skills that I've developed over the years. And this is very fresh on my mind because I just got off a call, and when I went into the call, I was kind of looking to have a contractor position to, have a sustainable source of income again. But now that I know that that's probably not going to work out, at least in the super sustainable way that I originally thought, I feel relieved because it's just like, I don't actually want to do that. I just want to focus on what I want to build next, which is my own thing, and explore these types of ideas publicly. But I've just been so scared to do that for like 12 years. And even when I had that mushroom experience and the conviction that this is truly what is next, and I will be supported by the universe, and I will be okay, there's still this fear popping up. But it feels like a fly buzzing around. It doesn't feel like this all-encompassing situation. I don't know. It's a very interesting thing to kind of watch the change from being so scared to do what I want and only doing things I don't want to do, to being so scared to keep doing things I don't want to do. It's very challenging at times to stay on the path that you know is for you, especially when it doesn't happen as fast as you might anticipate or prefer. But I think these are the moments where it's more important to remind yourself of like why you're doing this, and that you're in, the dip, like where you first start something and like you don't see anything happening, but you just have full conviction that it's going to come back out and like be something at some point. But it's hard to be in that dip and to not be grasping for things to pull you out of that dip. This is kind of, I guess, just a reminder to myself, like, what is best and what you're meant to be doing here, and it is going to not make any sense until it does make sense. And that is just part of the process. And keep going, keep believing, keep moving forward, stay focused, and it will work out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.